Hi YouTube. It was really weird and this is really awkward, just like talking to my phone. It's propped up on a wall, but you know what? It is what it is. I'm gonna follow through and just do it. My name is Natalie and I am venturing out into the YouTube world for the very first time, pretty much. I did make an attempt a couple years ago on YouTube and just didn't like what I was doing. I didn't have any ideas. I just wanted to do it just to do it, but now I have a solid idea for something that I want to do, so I'm gonna see if anything, you know, comes from it, if everything works out. I'm just going to follow through and work on this idea and hobby that I've had for a long time that I've always talked myself out of. I've finally found like a way to make this happen. And if nothing happens and nothing comes out of it, then it is what it is. At least I can say that I tried and that I didn't make up the billionth excuse not to make a video or start my channel. Today I am doing a little like newbie tag, little beginner get to know me tag for you guys to figure out who I am and to see if you even want to like listen to me talk about whatever it is I'm gonna talk about. So just a little taste of me for anyone out there that does actually watch this. There you go. Question number 1 is, what's my name? It's Natalie. Like I said at the beginning, I am 22 years old and I live in Texas. I'm currently a senior in college, so I'm going to graduate in spring, hopefully, fingers crossed. I am a theater major. I'm going to school to become a theater teacher for like high school, stuff like that. It's a lot of fun and I love going to school here. I love learning all the things that I do. It's a topic that I'm really passionate about. Theater as a whole is kind of what got me through like high school, and I just really appreciate all of the work that goes into it, and I feel like it's an art form that is very underappreciated at times in the grand scheme of things. So I really am excited to see what happens in the future with that, and I can't wait to graduate and get my theater degree and kind of just go out into the world and see what happens. Next question. What is your channel about? You know, I wish I knew the answer to that. I have a vague general idea of what I want things to be about, and I spent a long time trying to decide what kind of channel I was going to have because I felt like it needed a specific title, name, things like that, and all I could come up with was a commentary channel, which I guess is pretty spot on and pretty much what it's going to be. I know a lot of people just hate commentary channels as a whole, and there is a lot of commentary channels that I dislike, but there's also a lot that I really do like, and so I want to try to find that happy medium, that balance in between the two of them. I will be commenting on things like mostly movies, TV shows, books, anything media-wise that I enjoy. I want to talk about it. So that's what I'm going to do on here. I'm just going to discuss a lot of things like characters, plot lines, storylines, character arcs, things like that. All the stuff that you kind of learned in literature class about dissecting, you know, stories and stuff like that is pretty much what I'll be talking about. Fun fact, I was almost a literature major and almost became an English teacher. But theater tugged at my heart a little bit more, so I decided to go with that. But I do love English literature, the arts, things like that, that really speaks to me on a whole new level, and I just love to talk about it. So that's basically what this is going to be. I hope that answered the question correctly, but I'll go into more detail about what I'm going to talk about a little bit later on. Who is your target audience? I don't really have one. Pretty much anyone that wants to watch, you know, my video about a certain movie or something like that. Just, you know, you can watch it. All of these things are just going to be my opinion on the subject, so it's not anything to be taken too literally. It's just what I personally feel about certain movies or characters or things, you know, of that nature. My biggest thing, like when I watch commentary tracks, I kind of just look up a movie, you know, that I enjoyed, and I look up so-and-so movie commentary and I'll just watch whatever it is I want to watch. And sometimes if I don't like what they're saying or the opinion that they're, you know, getting across, I'm pretty open-minded most of the time, so I tend to listen and follow all the way through. But, you know, if you don't like it, just click out of it. Like, you don't have to listen to me. And I hope that some of the things I say might, like, open your eyes to certain points that you might not have thought about before. That's personally happened to me with some videos I've watched. I've gone into a video thinking one way about a specific character or a specific movie or something that happened, you know, a plot event, things like that, and then I come out of it after I watch it and it's kind of like a new light. I kind of just want to provide that for people. I don't want people to hate on the things that I do, because all it is my opinion. Like, I just want people to be able to think for themselves and kind of formulate their own opinions on things. It is what it is. All it is a movie at the end of the day, or a book, or a TV show, but they're really fun to talk about. So that's what I'm gonna do. What inspired me to make videos? So I just watch a lot of commentary tracks and I kind of wanted to try it out myself and see what happens. It's just a lot of people talking about the things that they love and the things that they're passionate about, and I am a very big believer in that. I think if you're really passionate about something, you should talk about it. There's other people out there that share the same interests as you, and it's really cool just to find like a community of people that are as in love with a movie or a book or a character that you are, and it's just really cool to reach out to people all across the world to be able to discuss these things with them and to listen to what people have to say. I'm also a very big believer in listening to these things to get like second viewpoints that you might not have necessarily found. I really hope that my channel might do that for some people, because a lot of the things I will talk about aren't necessarily, they're not bad things, but they're kind of like, not a lot of people like the characters and things that I do, which is totally fine, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but I hope that maybe some of the things that I say about them, or about certain movies that I really enjoyed, or certain TV shows, still open people's eyes and just kind of have them view things in a different light. It's just kind of my ultimate goal for this channel. Maybe I change someone's opinion on something, or make them not even change it, just make them like see my side of things. And you know, that's enough for me. Like, that'll be fun for me. How often will you upload videos? I'm aiming for like once a week at first. I just kind of want to get the ball rolling and see what happens. I do have a lot of ideas that I want, that I have written down, things that I want to film. So hopefully with my kind of set school and work schedule, I will have like certain times where I can just sit down like I am right now and film something. I'm also always open to hear people's ideas for things they want me to talk about. Like, I'm totally down to talk about anything. I just, you know, I like giving my opinion and I like talking. If anyone is asking or wondering, I am a Scorpio, so don't know if that says anything about me. Some people will probably click out of the video right now just because I said I was a Scorpio, but it is what it is. That's who I am. Take it as you will. Any hobbies that you have? I am a very big movie buff, obviously, because I like to talk about movies. I go see a lot of movies. I love watching movies. I watch a lot of TV, not as much as other people, but I do enjoy watching TV shows. I'm also a very big writer. Writing is like my thing. I love to do it. I do it when I'm upset, when I'm feeling down, when I'm stressed out, when I've had a good day, when I've had a bad day. It's the one thing that kind of keeps me sane. If you're wondering if I've written something, I probably have. I've written scripts, original scripts. I've written screenplays for movies. I've written short stories. I've written like things as long as a novel. I've written poems. I've written everything in the book pretty much. So that's just kind of my thing, and I love doing it. Don't know if anything will ever come out of it, but you know, we'll see what happens in the future. I'm a big concert goer. I probably, maybe at some points we'll talk about music as well. I love going to concerts. I just love music in general, so we'll see what happens with that. I love to travel. I travel every chance that I get. If I have the money to travel, I will spend it on traveling, just because I want to see as much of the world as I can. Only 22, but there's a lot out there that I want to see, so I want to kind of get like a jump start on it, see new things and meet new people. It's just like a passion of mine. So to end this video off, I'm just gonna kind of talk about the things that I have planned for the future. I have a list of things that I want to talk about. Those things include Harry Potter, because that's just like a really huge, big passion of mine. Harry Potter was the first thing I ever got into as a kid. It was the first series I read, the first movies I fell in love with. I just have a really big soft spot for those movies and books and everything. That whole universe is something that really gets to me. So I have a few ideas for videos along that line. I'm also a huge Marvel fan. As you can see from my poster up here, I have a favorite character. I just love everything about those movies. I've seen every single one. Commenting on those movies, on certain characters, stuff like that is something that I really want to do, so that'll be something coming up in the future. I am also a newfound Star Wars fan. I've only been a Star Wars fan for like 2 months, 2 or 3 months, something like that. Fairly new, but I have seen all the movies. Like, I've, you know, done my time, and I'm really invested into the world that they've created, and I know I'm really late to the game, and I like hate myself for that, but it's better late than never. And there's also a few things about those movies that I want to talk about, so look out for that. I'm also, like I said earlier, a big fan of TV shows, so like I really like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is really awesome. Stranger Things, things spooky, sci-fi, fantasy, basically fiction I will talk about, and I'm sure I've seen it. If I haven't, it's probably on my list to watch, and there's a bunch of other things that I really like that I'm sure I'm forgetting, but those are kind of the things that I've planned out for now that have come to mind. The very last thing, kind of to talk about me as a whole and what will be on this channel. Like I said earlier, I am a Scorpio, and my favorite characters in everything that I talk about are the villains. That's a whole other video I kind of want to make in the future, is just talking about villains in general. I've always had a soft spot for villains. I don't know what it is. I just think they're very complex, multifaceted people and characters, and a lot of the people and the things that I talk about will circulate around the villains, their redemption arcs, their lack of redemption arcs, things like that. I just love to talk about villains. So if you don't like that, then you probably won't like most of the stuff that I put out, but it is what it is. I just kind of wanted to throw that out there so that people have like kind of a heads up. It's just my opinion. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Like, if you want to watch it, you can watch it. If you don't want to, then just turn it off, kind of thing. Yeah, I'm really excited to see where this goes. If anyone watches this, thank you, first of all. You guys can comment, you can leave a like, you can do whatever you want. I feel weird asking you to subscribe, but if you want to do that, do that. Like, that would be really awesome. If you guys enjoyed this, I'm going to leave like my link to my Twitter in the bio so you guys can reach me on there. I'm always on Twitter, always down to talk. If you guys have any questions, anything you want to ask me, stuff like that, I will be in touch with you as soon as I can. So if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to see what happens in the future. Bye!